It's August 28th, 2024, and this is another edition of X Talks. This is the daily show, Monday through Friday, where we talk about trending topics on X, whether it be sports, entertainment, politics, whatever it may be. We're talking about it. I'm just going to talk about whatever I find interesting and something I know a little bit about. We're going to give you a quick background on it, do a little bit of a deep dive. I'll give you my opinions, and then let's talk about it. And I mentioned I like to talk about things that I'm passionate about, and you better believe today's topic got my blood boiling, and that topic is going to be Josh Allen. That's right, my boy Joshy. Listen, I'll be a full disclosure here. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I know I always say Dallas, Texas in my videos because that's where I live, but Buffalo is where I was born and raised before moving to Texas, and I'm a diehard Bills fan. I bleed that red, white, and blue. So, to hear this slander against my Josh Allen today, I will not stand for it, and I'm going to deep dive into why. But first, let's give you a quick backgrounder here. So, the topic of conversation is ESPN. This is per Dov Kleiman. I'm sorry I'm pronouncing your name wrong. You're a great follow, so go ahead and follow him. But I'm using his tweet for reference here. ESPN asked 103 NFL players who's the most overrated quarterback in the league. Josh Allen was voted the most overrated quarterback in the league. Number 2 was Jalen Hurts. Tied for second was Tua in Miami. Boo, squish the fish. Number 3 was the Chargers' Justin Herbert. Trevor Lawrence came in at 4. Deshaun Watson at 5. Kyler Murray at 6. And then tied with 6 was Brock Purdy. So, Josh actually won 2 awards in this survey here. The second one he won, and we're going to shoot over to the Buffalo Bills X post about this. He was also voted the NFL's biggest trash-talking QB in the league as well. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? That means that you're getting under players' skin. They don't like it. They have the chance to voice their opinions, and they're going to vote that you're the biggest trash talker. So, hey, I'm cool with that. So, Barstool Sports wrote an article, Elite NFL players voted Josh Allen the most overrated QB in the league. He accepts awards by celebrating his shit-talking ability. And here's the article here. But I'm not going to read it to you. You can check it out if you want. Head over to Barstool. The only thing I did want to point out, though, is this tweet. Someone wrote Josh, this is always the thing. Josh is a turnover machine. He can't hold on to the ball. He's out of control. Josh Allen has a passer rating of 100 on the nose with 2,723 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions in 10 games in the playoffs in his career. I think I'll take that 10 out of 10 times out of my quarterback in the playoffs. Listen, I told you I'm a big Bills fan. I go to a lot of the games. The playoffs, he doesn't really have a cast. Yes, he had Diggs, but he dropped that crucial catch against Kansas City last year in the playoffs. He doesn't have the cast that a lot of these other elite quarterbacks do. So, yeah, you want to talk about Mahomes in Kansas City? Yeah, he's incredible. He's obviously the best quarterback in the league. There's no disputing that. Helps when you have Travis Kelce, though. We don't really have that in Buffalo. So, let's switch over here. I wanted to play this clip for you. This is Josh Allen on Mad Dog Sports Radio on Sirius XM today, reacting to this results of the survey here. Let's give it a listen.
What's your reaction to that poll, which I found to be absolutely absurd?
So my reaction is I'm not mad that 11 players not on my team don't like me, right? So that's number one. I actually think that's a term of endearment. When other players don't like me, that means I'm doing something the right way. I am mad at, however, I'm never, ever invited to participate in these anonymous surveys. So that's where I find this frustrating. I want to be a part of these surveys, too, and give my input as well.
So you were not asked to be part of this survey. You want to make sure you're part of these anonymous surveys.
Correct. Even if they are actual surveys going out, I would love to be a part of that. So hopefully I get the link to the next one.
You want to be invited to the anonymous player party when it comes to something like this. Now, Josh, you responded, you tweeted, and I thought it was perfect. It went noted. And I've talked to players about Aaron Rodgers in the past, about things that motivate him. Patrick Mahomes will count off quarterbacks during games that were drafted ahead of him. Do you take this personally? Does that add to the motivation for this upcoming season? Because if I were you, yeah, I take this personally.
I would love to say yes, it does motivate me, and I could put it on my locker and use it as bulletin board material. But the fact is, Adam, I'm going into year 7. I'm coming out of a small farm town called Fireball, California. I had no offers, went the junior college route, ended up having one offer, University of Wyoming, got drafted 7th overall by the Buffalo Bills. So, again, I'm in a spot where not many people, maybe me and my family, are the only people that thought that I'd ever be here. So I'm going to keep running with that. It served me well, and I'm just going to keep playing football the way I know how to play it.
I think it's a great reaction from him, and an even better reaction from him on X today with his X post here. He tweeted, X posted, "So you're telling me I was voted as the #1 best trash talker? Let's go!" Gotta love the reaction from Joshy there, having fun with it. Now, here's another. I just wanted to point out some data points to kind of frame this whole conversation here. So this is from John Friscella. I've seen this a couple places, but this was the first one I found. Articulating when people talk about him arguing, or people arguing that he turns the ball over all the time. Josh Allen throws an interception 2.5% of the time. Joe Montana was at 2.6, Peyton Manning was at 2.7, Marino was at 3, and Brett Favre was at 3.3. So we're all talking about all-time greats here. At least know the facts before you speak. So I just think that's another interesting data point. Listen, I understand that you can make statistics say whatever you want, but they tend to paint a very broad picture. I can't make like Nathan Peterman look like an amazing quarterback. You get what I'm saying here? So here's an X post from Buffalo Fanatics. This is from the NFL Top 100 Players of 2024. So I just want to show you the dichotomy here that makes no sense. Josh Allen was voted by his peers this year to be the 12th best player in the NFL. So explain to me how he's wildly overrated. Again, this makes no sense. I just have to put my opinions out there about this. So here are some unbelievable Josh Allen stats for his 28th birthday, which happened May 21st, 2024. Some of these statistics are absolutely outrageous, and I'm just going to run through them real quick here because I want to paint my picture here. I will live my truth, as they say. He's 3rd in franchise passing yards for the Bills. 3rd in franchise passing touchdowns for the Bills. 7th in franchise rushing yards ever for the Bills. He's a quarterback. And reminder, he has more rushing touchdowns than Christian McCaffrey does in his career, by the way. 3rd in franchise rushing touchdowns. Best single passing season in franchise history. That was 4,544 yards. Pretty good year. 4 of the 5 best passing seasons in franchise history. Most passing touchdowns in a single season. 4 out of the 5 top passing touchdown seasons in franchise history. Best single season passer rating in Buffalo history. 2nd most rushing touchdowns in a single season in franchise history. Most games with a passing and rushing touchdown in a single season. Only player in NFL history with 4 straight 40-plus touchdown seasons. Playoff perfection. He had a literal perfect game against New England in their wildcard round in 2021. 2nd in total yardage through 10 playoff starts. 2nd in total touchdowns through 10 playoff starts. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? It goes to 20. I guess we should finish this up. Lowest interception percentage through 10 playoff starts. Bringing team success. Buffalo's won double-digit games in 18 seasons. Allen's been at the helm for 5 of them. Okay, AFC East dominance. Won the AFC East in 4 consecutive seasons with Allen at the helm. Matches the franchise record from their Super Bowl era. He's the only Buffalo quarterback with NFL MVP votes in 3 seasons. Now, this is what the next point I want to come to is. And listen, my argument is not that he's the best quarterback in the league. That is not my argument. The argument is that he's the most overrated, is the most ludicrous sentiment I could possibly imagine. So on the heels of that NFL MVP votes, let's take a look at last year's MVP, Lamar Jackson. So these are their playoff stats career-wise, toe-to-toe. Josh Allen has 100 passer rating. Jackson has 75.7. Josh Allen has 2,723 yards in the playoffs. Jackson has 1,324, less than half. Josh Allen has 21 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson has 6. Interceptions, Allen has 4. Jackson has 6. Oh my goodness, I thought Allen was a turnover machine. How about games played? Allen has 10 playoff games, and Lamar Jackson only has 6. So that's career. Now let's take head-to-head stats from last season. Fantasy, I couldn't care less about fantasy. He has more completions, more attempts, more yards, more touchdowns, and he was sacked less. Yes, the interception battle was lost by Josh Allen. No one's saying that he doesn't turn over the ball. He's a high-risk, high-reward guy. In the rushing department, Lamar Jackson beat him in attempts, yards per attempt, his longest rush, and 20-plus yard rushes. But Allen beat him by 10 in the touchdown department. He had 15, Lamar had 5. Again, not saying that he's the best quarterback in the league, but would you say basically Lamar Jackson was one of the best quarterbacks in the league last year when he won the MVP with these statistics, and Josh Allen beat him in most of the important statistics? What are we talking about here? So I just wanted to make my point that the idea that Josh Allen is overrated couldn't be more ludicrous. What are you talking about? In that same poll, he was also ranked as the 4th best quarterback in the league. So, if I were to rank the quarterbacks, yes, I will always give Patrick Mahomes the number 1 spot. He's like a Tom Brady figure. He's walked the walk. He's talked the talk. He continues to reinvent the position. He's thrown behind his back before the season even starts in live action. This guy is absolutely incredible, so I'm not taking anything away from him. Number 2, and I'm probably going to get flack for this, I think Joe Burrow, I'm going to say he's number 2. You know why? Head-to-head in the playoffs. Allen hasn't beaten him yet, so how can I say that he's better when he hasn't beaten him? So I'm going to go Joe Burrow number 2. I think Allen falls to number 3. I don't think there's another quarterback out there that's better than him in that 3rd spot, especially when it comes to the playoffs. The guy steps up big time. They were a deep bomb away from that Kansas City Chiefs game, looking completely different last year if it doesn't slip through Diggs' hands with about 8 minutes left in the game, putting him at about the 20-yard line, down 4. So I don't understand. I think it's probably just haters gonna hate kind of situation here. Now, on the topic of the Bills, if you're still with me here, every year I fly home to Buffalo and I run from North Buffalo to the stadium. It's 17 miles. I wear a banana costume. It's personalized. I have a little logo. It looks like the Bills logo, but it's a stick figure running. I live stream the whole thing, and I do it for fundraising. I do it for a charity. So if you're interested, make sure to subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be going live right here on YouTube. But I also do it, like I said, I fundraise, and it's for Flight's Wings of Hope. It's a emergency medical services flight service that provides people emergency flights that need it if you need an emergency heart transplant, things like that. So it's an incredible organization. They're based in Buffalo, right next to the stadium. That's where I finished my run. They've been incredibly supportive and helpful. So tune in on game day. Watch me run. It's a lot of fun. The city of Buffalo is crazy, and I'm an original founding member of Bills Mafia. I had 17 seasons of season tickets all through the playoff drought. I was there every damn game, seeing them not win. So that's another last argument I'll make is that Josh Allen came in and literally single-handedly turned the franchise around. The team he has now is completely different than the team that he had when he came in, and he still continues to put up outrageous numbers. And I'll tell you what, like LeBron James said today in his tweet, he's number 1 on the scouting report against the visiting team every single damn time a team plays against him. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching today. As always, I'd remind you to subscribe to the channel here, like this video. I know you got opinions on this. Who do you think is the best quarterback in the league? If it's other than Mahomes, I think you're an idiot. But hey, we can all have our opinions. But do you think I'm right? Do you think that Josh Allen is overrated? You know my opinions. I'd like to hear yours. So until tomorrow, it's Goldie here in Dallas, Texas. This was another episode of X Talks. I'll see you tomorrow.